Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Saturday. It is the 13th. It's 1:46. This is Today in the W. Presented by the House of Stems. You can get in there. You can find all the plays between myself, between the All-Star team, Bubs, Stem, CK, Jeezy. Don't leave anyone. Couch Warrior Pod. Don't leave anyone out. It's a fight night too, so y'all got to get in there. But yeah, this is Today in the W. The season is over. We're ready for the WNBA playoffs. All 4 games are on a football Sunday. I got to give them credit. At least they didn't put the games like all at the same time or put 2 at the same time. So got to give them some credit. But yeah, it should be really exciting, man. It's winning time. That's what we build up for it. It should be really good. Like looking at like the slate and like the way it breaks down with like all these games and just overall, just looking at like the bracket in the WNBA, thing that just jumps out to me is like, man, round 2 is going to be a bloodbath. Whoever moves on. I mean, obviously, we all think the Lynx about to move on, so the Lynx are about to see the Mercury or Liberty. That's going to be a great series, and we're all expecting it to be Ace's dream in round 2, and that's going to be a great series too. Like you could flip flop them any which way, and I think that you could look at like you see both of those series. Like the big thing that just like jumps out to me with those series, it's like I expect the Lynx to be in the finals. I expect the Aces to be in the finals. But there's also a world where you could tell me, hey, maybe the Liberty make it into the finals. Maybe they find like that championship guile. Or, hey, maybe we see the Atlanta Dream breakthrough. I think they could like maybe give the Aces a run for their money because they've had a great season. So it should be a great one. We're going to break down the slate. We'll get started here. We'll find some looks. And, yeah, Sundays for the ladies too. So let's start at the top with the first game. Valkyries, Lynx. We just saw this game as the season finale, and the Valkyries were absolutely outclassed. The Lynx played this game like they had something to play for. They won that one by 19 points. It was a beatdown, and this is a Valkyries team that if they had won that game, they could have found themselves, not going to Minnesota. Now they have to face Minnesota in round 1. What a tough draw. The first expansion team to make the playoffs. You won 23 games, the potential coach of the year, and as a reward, you get to play the Minnesota Lynx, who I believe have lost one time all year at home. Congrats. But yeah, this is gonna be a tough one for the Valkyries. Last game against the Lynx, Repair rolled her ankle, so I didn't get a chance to check on what's her status for game 1, but I'm guessing she's gonna try and give it a go, but she's not gonna be 100%. Tiff Hayes, we don't have a word on her. What's her status? Xander Lucini played 2 games before the season ended. She played over, I want to say, 20 minutes in the last game. I don't have an official play in this one. For one, the total is 147.5. That's heinous. It's a heinous total, 147.5. Fees points opened at 20.5. I thought about going there, but I just felt that like with 4 games, there would be better looks I'd have on this slate. I can't really call this one. Like, Dejanay Carrington also has missed a handful of games before the season ended, but we'll see if she comes back for this one. She had the shoulder injury. My guess is that she'll be in. I don't have an official play. My thoughts on this one is like I expect the Lynx to win a ugly, gritty game. The one thing with the Valkyries and the way they play defense is you always have to look at the guards and for their 3-point attempts. The last couple of games, that was Letitia Heidemann. I know there's no evidence backing this up, but I feel like Courtney Williams is going to be putting up 3-pointers in this game. There's no evidence backing this up, but the way that the Valkyries love to play defense, the way they collapse the paint, the fact that they're going to stay home on Kayla McBride, so Kayla McBride won't exactly have clean looks. But the thought I had in this game were 2. I thought about like Courtney Williams threes because I think between her, Dejanay Carrington, Letitia Heidemann, there's going to be like an alley for one of them to pull like 4 or 5 wide open looks. And the way that they get going, it's like it could be any of them. If a couple go in, you could see them go up to 2, 3, 4. So I don't have a play on that one. Also, I think that Janelle Salon's rebounds are in a great spot. I just would like to see what's happening here with Tiff Hayes, but her 5 rebounds are very nice. This year, let's get some numbers here. This year, against the Lynx, Janelle Salon rebounds. Hold on. 6, 1, 8, and 11. So I think it changes depending on like, is Tiff Hayes in? Because obviously the rotation's not going to be like 9 deep as the playoffs now. It's probably going to be like 8 deep. But I do like the 5. I do like the potential 6. I just want to see Tiff Hayes because I think if Tiff Hayes is in, that's going to kind of change the rotation, even though like Tiff Hayes is a guard. I just have a weird feeling. So I do like Salon's rebounds in this one. That's kind of like the only one I kind of liked in this one, to be honest. Like this is just kind of a gross game. I thought about going to Fee's assist there at plus 180, but watching all the games, like the usage just isn't there. The way that the Valkyries play defense, like that dribble handoff really isn't really there because they just like crowd the paint so much. So overall, I just expect the Lynx to make short order with the Valkyries here. Don't really have a big play here. I mean, I don't really have whose points. Like, yeah, I just really don't have a play. Like, I would look towards maybe Veronica Burton because regardless of like how things go, she should be in there. She should be running heavy minutes. It's the playoffs. The game's going to slow down. But if there's no Tiff Hayes, which has not been confirmed yet, and if you could give Veronica Burton 6 assists, even though it's the playoffs, that's a look I'd like to. You could get that at plus money. So no fish for me. 1 down. I expect the Lynx to win this series in 2 games. I think that it's going to be really fun for game 2 when this game goes up to Golden State. That should be a live scene. I think the Valkyries will give you like a really good half, really good couple quarters in that game 2, just having that atmosphere and the fact that now you're going to see that in a playoff atmosphere. That should be really fun. So the most boring game of the day will be at 1 o'clock. I'll be watching that, but also I'll be watching some Jets Bills as well. So let's hit some comments. We'll get to game 2. There's 3 games left. I have a ton of looks and plays in the other games. And happy Saturday, everyone. Double S, appreciate you for pulling up first. You're always showing love. What's good to you too, my guy? Happy Saturday, bro. Kenneth as well. Happy Saturday. Happy playoffs to you too. I'll never forget the 2023-24 W playoff lines. They ain't know they run full minutes. That's the truth. Because that's another – I'm so glad you brought that up. With these playoff games, like everyone's minutes get like just like bumped up. The rotation get condensed. So you're going to see like all the stars are running 33, 34 plus minutes. In the case of a player like Alyssa Thomas, I think you could see 37 minutes, 38 minutes. Wouldn't surprise me if she doesn't leave the floor and just does the full 40-minute Alyssa Thomas thing because she's just a tank. So I 100% agree with you. I think that like that's the one thing. That's why I'm heavier on this slate because I'm like, I think that like there's only one opportunity to have game ones. There's only one game 1. But I think like a lot of these lines like are like have the potential to go up. So I just wanted to dabble a bunch. I usually have a rule where it's like don't take 2 same game. And if you take 2 same game, go opposite teams. But like you'll see it. Like I took like 2 same team, like multiple, because I'm like, you know what? Like if this is a good game, if this player runs 37 minutes, that's gonna happen. I like that one. I like that one. So I think that's a great point by you. James Jackson, I ran Janelle rebound led. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. The more I think about it, the more I think I want to run it too, because the only competition for her minutes would be Xander Lassini, and like this would be her 3rd game back. So I can't imagine a world where Xander Lassini's running like 30 plus minutes. Tiff Hayes scares me only because like Tiff Hayes would be kind of like in those lanes grabbing rebounds too. But I do agree with you. I do think the rebounds will be right there. I just kind of want to wait a little bit. James said 2 threes for Fee plus money. See, I do like that one as well. Fee was pulling threes in the last 2 games because they played 2 times in the last week of the season. And her 3-point, what's her volume? So she had 3 and 4 threes, volume of 8 and 4. So 2 is sitting at 140. I do like that a lot. I appreciate the tip on that. I do like that one a lot. I'm going to just jot that one and put to the side. Thoughts on Valk's team total under? Oh, what's their team total? 1 second. Team total under for the Valks with a total of 67.5. Give me 1 second here. So they've scored against the Lynx this year 53, 72. I'll be honest, I don't have a full read on it. 71. I feel like they'll be right there. I don't have a read on it. I'll be completely honest. I don't have a read on it. Like the Tiffany Hayes element of it, like not without knowing if she's in there. I would lean towards the under, but like that's not a strong play of conviction if I'm being honest. They had Jonquel and Bonner points at 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, last year, yeah, that was pretty crazy. Like a lot of these lines, like they're finally putting like all of them up because we don't have all the lines up, but like it's definitely like I definitely want to like comb through and like look through every single one. Valks making a run this year? No, they're not. They're making a run to Cancun because they'll be out of here by Wednesday. Great season though. Love the Valks. Love the character of this team. Year one without a true star on the team. Veronica Burton, most improved player. Natalie Nakase, coach of the year. Yeah, amazing season. But no, it's the Lynx time to get to the finals and get back for last year. They're gonna get them out of here quick. All right, second game of the day. Looking forward to this one. It should be a really good one. It's the Fever. It's the Dream in Atlanta. Obviously, no Caitlin Clark, and it is a Fever team that will be going in there battered and bruised. And you have the Dream getting back Alicia Gray. 2 games before the season ended. I'll tell you what I like in this one. I like Aaliyah Boston's assist. I took the 4. I took the 6. This is the worst team to dribble handoff in the WNBA. I think that if you're Stephanie White here, you have to just lean on what you do have, and one of the things you do have is Aaliyah Boston, who's a all-star, not superstar yet, but an all-star. I think she's going to be a future superstar. And I think she's just going to do the Nikola Jokic thing. That's always been a big theme with Stephanie White and Aaliyah Boston, how she wants to use her facilitation, how she wants to use her in that Jokic role to trigger the offense. I think everything has to start and end with Aaliyah Boston in this one. I think that she's going to be so crucial in this matchup, going against this tough Atlanta Dream defense. This year versus the Atlanta Dream, she has assist-wise 4, 3, 5, and 8 in 4 matchups. The 4 sitting at plus money. I just think that overall, these series in the first round are very quickly. There's a lot of desperation off rip. It's just you lose game 1, your season may only have 1 more game left. So I think you're going to see full tilt Aaliyah Boston. We've seen games where she's played 26, 27, 28 minutes. I think you got to run her 32, 33 minutes. I think you can't afford to take her off the floor in a game like this, especially on the road in Atlanta. Jacked up crowd. It's going to be in that small gym that has 3,800 fans in it. I was looking, they couldn't get the Hawks Arena they tried to, but there's a scheduling conflict. But I still think it's going to be a great atmosphere. Atlanta will be juiced for this one. I love Aaliyah Boston's assist. Conversely, on the other side, I love Jordan Canada's assist. I know my guy Smesko on the other side, and while he likes Tina Pow, good season rookie guard, he likes Maya Caldwell, Jordan Canada is not coming off that floor. The second that Pow messes something up, ball going right back to Jordan Canada. I think she's going to lead the show. I think it was plus money, but those 6 assists for Jordan Canada, I think on a very nice spot. The Fever were very good defense. Now the defense is suffered too many injuries. Sophie Cunningham and crew, there's too many of them down. So because of that, I want to say they were bottom 5 in the last 15 games in assists allowed overall. I think Jordan Canada, you can see here some 6, maybe some 8, maybe even 10, but I'd go 6, 8 to feel very confident in that. I love Canada in this spot. I think that overall, you're just looking how can they attack this Fever team? And I think that they could get it by going to Brianna Jones down low. I expect Ryan Howard to have a really good game. This is one of those games Ryan Howard can be so frustrating, but I think that it's set up for her to kind of put her stake. I've always been a big Ryan Howard fan. And I always felt this is one of those spots where it's you know what? Last year you got the Liberty round 1. That was a tough spot. The Liberty were a juggernaut. They were on their way to the title. This year feels this could be I don't know if what the Atlanta Dream remind me a little bit of? They remind me of kind of the Splash Brother Warriors a little bit, where it's just I could see them losing round 2 to the Aces, but there's a world where they could be in the finals, and I'm sitting there, I'm oh, okay, you guys are ahead of schedule. Alicia Gray is an MVP candidate. Ryan Howard, number 1 overall pick, is living up to the billing. They have the ability and the firepower to get to the finals. Can they win the finals? I don't know, but they have the ability and the firepower to get there. Ryan Howard's a dynamic scorer. We've seen her put up monster games to end the season. She's had monster games against the Fever. There's no one on the Fever that can check Ryan Howard one-on-one. Ryan Howard, if she's on one, Lexi Hall ain't got none for Ryan Howard. They're going to need some team defense. It's a defense that has Odyssey Sims and Kelsey Mitchell and Natasha Howard-Zacone and Lexi Hall. I think that Alicia Gray could get downhill. I looked at all the points, and if you look at them, they're stacked really interesting. I thought about this. Brianna Jones is 14, Gray 17, Howard's 18. I picked Ryan Howard because I'm you know what? If everything was even, I probably would take Alicia Gray because Alicia Gray can get downhill, get to the midi. She can get to the teeth of this defense, exploit it easily. I think she'll be running full minutes, but this is game 3 off that knee injury. And while it wasn't a super serious knee injury, and I expected to run 36, 37, 38 minutes, what's her efficiency? Is she in rhythm? I don't know. Is there a world where she plays 30 minutes, 31 minutes, and Smesko doesn't go full Alicia Gray? I could see that too. But back to Ryan Howard, I just think that like Ryan Howard, like you're a star, be a star. Like be a star. This is a bad defense. The Fever are not good. Like this defense is not good. I expect the Dream to win this series in 2 games. You're at home. It's Sunday. It's on ABC. Star, be the star. This is a star spot. I like Ryan Howard. I like Aaliyah Boston. I like Jordan Canada. I think it'll be a tough contest because I think that Stephanie White does have like the playoff experience. Smesko, obviously, in his first year has never coached a playoff team. But I do think that like overall, like this Dream team is just better, period. They're just better. So I like the Dream in this spot. Another thought that I had in this one was Naz Hillman's rebounds. I don't want 4 or 5 plays in the same game, especially when it's NFL Sunday as well. But I just think that in the playoffs, like rebounding is everything. Her line's at 6.5. She's going to play like 28, 29, 30 minutes. Naz has been awesome the last like month plus. Naz is a 6th woman of the year candidate. I love Naz. So I think overall, this is a spot for the Dogs to be the Dogs. I think the Atlanta Dream can make a big statement. I like them in this game. And it should be a really good one. 6.5 point spread. Hopefully this one stays close. Hopefully we get a little nice matchup between maybe like Kelsey Mitchell, Ryan Howard going back and forth, and Natasha Howard. You know, she can bring some veteran leadership there. But I love the Atlanta Dream in this spot. I'm really interested to see like what kind of Atlanta Dream team do they have. Coach Smesko's talked about all year, like this is a team where like they can do anything. Like they can win the championship. And that's the one thing that jumps out about this WNBA playoffs is like it's really a playoffs where like I expect it to be Lynx Aces at the end, and I expect the Lynx to be there at the end. I think they're 100%, not 100%, but like I think it's a very, very, very strong chance they'll be there at the end. But it's just so unpredictable. Like there's a world where the Atlanta Dream are your champions, and I'm like, yeah, that pretty much sums up the 2025 WNBA season. There were all these really good teams, and it was about who was healthy at the right time, who got hot at the right time, who was, chemistry and cohesion at the right time. And the Atlanta Dream aren't missing anything. I think they can go toe-to-toe with any of these teams. So I'm a big fan of the Atlanta Dream. I always say whenever I love the Atlanta Dream, they don't love me back. But we'll see how this one goes. So Ryan Howard, Jordan Canada, Aaliyah Boston. That's what I like in this one. Let's hit some comments. First one up. What if the Valks were healthy? Oh, we're talking about the Valks making a run. I think there's no world where the Valks could beat the Minnesota Lynx. There's no world. Like if they had a different matchup, nah, I don't think they could beat the Atlanta Dream either. I think that like they could do the thing that if they're playing like the Atlanta Dream in round 1, they could take that 3 games. But there's no world. It's just they just don't have enough, in my opinion. I just don't think they have enough. Like they're not messing with the Aces. They're not messing with the Dream. I think they'd be very competitive against the Aces and the Dream. The Lynx, I just expect the Lynx to like get them out of here. Like it's the playoffs. But yeah, I just expect the Lynx to make sure it work to the Valkyries. Low key, I think the Fever might steal a game. I don't want to dismiss that because I had that same thought too. Because the Atlanta Dream are the Atlanta Dream at the end of the day. They're the team that blows 20-point leads. They're the team that like plays down the competition. They're the team that just goes ice cold from the field. But I do think that if the Atlanta Dream are executing, like this will be a quick 2-game series. I also think that the fact that you have this format and the fact that it's going to change up, like each team gets a home game now. So you're going to have to go to Indiana. And I was thinking about that. Indiana is legitimately like a home court advantage. We see that in the NBA, let alone the WNBA. They have very good fans. It's going to be a raucous atmosphere. So I think that like I could see the Fever still game 2. Game 1, I expect the Dream to dominate, but I could see them still game 2. Kenneth K say, I usually don't play Boston props, but I do trust her to facilitate. I do too. I think they should have the ball in their hands. I think they should have like at least 10 potential assists. And from there, you just need shots to go down. But I love Boston's assist. Love Boston's assist. Can't say it enough. Dream will be in the finals. VTG BG gonna show up. I don't know what's going on with BG in her minutes, but I assume that she's gonna run like at least 15, 20 minutes. But yeah, I can see the Dream in the finals too. I don't have them in the finals. I have the finals as Lynx over Aces in 6 games, but I can definitely see the Dream in the finals. And then Timeout Sports Podcast, thanks for pulling up, says, I don't see the Dream in the finals at all. Ryan is too inefficient when it matters most. Listen, she's very aggravating. I agree with you. Like the efficiency just leaves her at times. I 100% agree. But I do think that like the way they're set up is like Alicia Gray could do just like if Ryan shots off, like I think that you could just have like Alicia Gray just do the Alicia Gray thing. Like I just think that this is such a really good team. Like Jordan Canada's in there now. Like I just feel like it's a really, really good team. So I'm obviously taking the Aces over them, but like I don't think that like it would be crazy if the Dream beat the Aces round 2. I know. I'm just totally bypassing the Storm because, like, hey, spoiler alert. We'll get there later, but spoiler alert. Aces in 2 games. The Storm aren't good. Their defense is awful. Brady Sykes is awful. We'll get into them later, but yeah, I expect the Storm to be out of there quickly and to be dream Aces. So Boston and Canada assist ladder. More Boston here. Canada, I just like for the 6. Canada just always has this weird thing, like she gets to like 6, then stops. But like I do trust that like Canada's probably gonna run 36, 37 minutes, and I can see her getting up to 8. I can see her getting up to 10, but that's not something that's like my favorite. I like more Boston on that ladder there. All right. Third game. Let me take a sip of coffee for this one. Third game. The reigning champs, the New York Liberty. Title defense is officially on. Everyone is officially back. Finally. Everyone, John Quell comes back, Stewie gets hurt. Stewie gets back, Sabrina gets hurt. Everyone's back. And they're going to Phoenix. This line opened at plus 2.5 for the Mercury. Game 1 in one of the most raucous environments in the WNBA. This is, to me, the game of the day. This series is going to be ferocious. I expect it to go 3 games. I expect it to be tough. There's a lot of history between these two teams. Obviously, you have Natasha Cloud. Obviously, you have Alyssa Thomas, who's like lost to the New York Liberty last 2 years ago, to say in the playoffs, who's very familiar going against the Liberty, against the Sun. There's a ton of storylines in this one. I'll say like my biggest outlook on this series. I'm a Liberty fan. I'm always going to keep it real. I think the Phoenix Mercury are going to win the series. It's like plus 190, plus 175, wherever you want to look. I think they're going to win the series. A couple reasons. One, the Liberty defense is like not good, and it hasn't been good for a month. It's been poor. It's been lackluster. Even in like the Chicago Sky, the last game of the year, they played everyone for, I want to say, like 2.5 quarters. For like, Sandy Brondello was on this like, hey, we got to get everyone in there and want to get some rhythm. You can count on one hand the amount of reps and practices this entire group has had together. The Cloud, Emma, John Quell, Brianna, Sabrina, Phoebich group, like on paper, I think this is the second most, if not the most talented team in the WNBA. If this team was healthy and a full like couple months of practices and games, I'd be picking them to win the championship. That's a fact. But this team is not healthy. Sabrina's not right. She hasn't been shooting well and has been shooting right for over a month. I hope I'm wrong on all this because I would love to go to another parade down 6th Avenue and watch the Liberty go back to back. I'd love that. I think there's a world they can win this series. I think it's going to be a very good series. But if I'm being honest, like I just think that like the Mercury have better cohesion, they're better run. I think rebounding will come back to bite the Liberty in the butt because they've been a bad rebounding team all year. I just think that like at the end of the day, like the playoffs always come down to the same things, like turnovers, defense, rebounding. Like you would need the stars to be the stars. You need John Quell and Brianna Stewart to be stars, which they absolutely can be. You need Sabrina to pick it up, which she absolutely can do. And you also have the motivation with Natasha Cloud, where there's a spoiler. This is one of my plays for game 1. I did 0.75 on a 13.5 PA. Sandy Brondello's already told Maureen Johannes that essentially she's out of the rotation. We're about to get 32 plus minutes of Natasha Cloud. She has a blood feud with that team in Phoenix. This is why Natasha Cloud is here. She's a big game player. Historically, she's shown she's a big game player. They don't need her to be a star, but she's got to be a big part of the action because they're going to leave her open and give her like all the looks and opportunities. 13.5 feel very low for me for a player who's going to play 33 plus minutes, high motivation. All these games will matter. This one will come down to the end. I took that one. I really like Natasha Cloud in the spot. I didn't take, but I also like Alyssa Thomas, 15 points. I just think that I think the assists will be kind of tough to come by because the pace will slow down in the playoffs and the Liberty will kind of cut the water off on those outside 3-point shooters. That's the one thing that scares me with the Mercury. Can you rely on this style to win playoff series like this? Like with a Cole McConney and Sammy Whitcomb and Kalia Copper taking all these threes. But I do think that I do like the Mercury in game 1. I think that the 15 for Alyssa is in the strong leans bucket. I didn't take it. It's at minus 132. I think that Copper, our points jumped to 18. It was at 16.5. Okay, I'm just now seeing because a lot of the lines move. They have the Cole McConney. Oh, they have Sammy Whitcomb. Hold on. Oh, it's time to cook up when I get off this. Yeah. Because they didn't have a couple of these lines. Now they do. Yeah, I got to cook up when I get off here. I just think that overall with the Liberty, like I would say, like I might be too close to it, but I just think that overall, like the defense is bad, the rebounding is bad, the cohesion's off. They're playing the Chicago Sky for the first quarter. It looks like a scrimmage. You're like, oh, here's the Liberty I know and love. And then after that, they just, they get sloppy. They make these mistakes where, like, man, you guys haven't played enough games together. Like Natasha Cloud's passing it to Meesman in the corner, but Meesman's cutting to the cup. And they're talking and they're doing the hand gesture. You can tell, like, yeah, you guys need more practices. Another one was like when they played the Mystics about a week back at home before the season was over. Not the Mystics, the Connecticut Sun, excuse me. In the first quarter, it is a runaway train, and you're like, yup, here's the New York Liberty I know and love. It looks remarkable. And then the Sun get back in the game, and then when the game slows down and they don't have like that initial punch, it just feels like the team – it just feels like this is like the season from hell, if I'm being honest as a Liberty fan. Like, Emma was an amazing addition, still is an amazing addition, but like John Call's been hurt, and Brianna's been hurt, and Sabrina's been hurt. Sabrina clearly still is hurt. Sabrina, I would love to know what Sabrina Ionescu's shooting percentage from 3 is in the last 30 games, because before August and going into August, I was saying this is clearly like a top 5 MVP candidate. She was playing spectacular ball. And I just think like the season and the minutes just like wore on everyone. I'll criticize Sandy Brondello on that because I just really feel that like when John Quell was out, she leaned too much on Brianna Stewart. Ran her too many minutes, and like she just broke down and got hurt because I'm like, yeah, like there's no need for that. So on the Mercury side, I do think like Alyssa Thomas is just, you have to look at something Alyssa Thomas. Like, this is the engine. We've seen this story so many times. Like a couple years ago against the Lynx round 1, against the Liberty, like she's just gonna run 36 minutes. She just does not get enough credit and respect and for what she does and just like how she just controls everything. So I love Alyssa Thomas in this spot. I like the points on this one. I have to look at the rebounding because I do think there's a great opportunity for one of like Satu Sabali or like Dawana Bonner, or like I just know the Liberty. They're gonna screw this rebounding up, and it's gonna be one of like Alyssa Satu or Dawana Bonner, who snatches like 6-7 rebounds, and they're going to have like these back-breaking offensive rebounds where they have possessions where they get 3 shots, then the third shot's going to go in. Like, that's what I expect in the series. So I think it'll be a really good series. I think you'll see Phoenix take game 1, New York come back home, championship, medal and pride, and they defend home court. And this is interesting because this is the first series that truly is impacted by the new format in the WNBA of like each team gets 1 game at home. Like, this is like what everyone's afraid of. Like, you have game 1 on Sunday in Phoenix, game 2 Wednesday in New York, game 3 Friday in Phoenix. So you're going Phoenix, New York, Phoenix. And I think this is an advantage for Phoenix because they've been just sitting at home this whole time, waiting. Like, they had to play the Dallas Wings, but like they played like 1/2. The Liberty played like 2.5 quarters in Chicago. So New York's going to go from Chicago to Phoenix, stay in Phoenix, back to New York, Phoenix potentially for 3 games, if it goes 3 games. So I like the Mercury in this series. I hope I'm wrong, but I like the Mercury in this series. They're just, things can change. The rotation will go down. Like, you're going to see everyone just ramp it up. But I just think that like the flaws of the Liberty will just get exposed. You are who you are. And this time of year, that's all you can do is show up to the dance with what you got. So I like the New York Liberty to compete and be champions, but I think the Mercury win the series. So that's the 3rd game down. Favorite from that game is Alyssa Thomas points, but I definitely see some other lines that I gotta like check out when I get off here. Mercury winning the series, sad and unfortunate, but yeah, I agree. If everyone is finding this video helpful, please like the video. A retweet is appreciated over on YouTube at Sports with Flow. Please leave a comment with your favorite plays. What do you like in the series? If you have any game 1 plays you like. I wish the league put 2 games on Sunday and 2 on Monday, but we didn't get that. And thanks for pulling up. Thanks for showing love. It was a fun and profitable season. Let's keep it rolling. And the Knicks will be back in 20 days. Knicks Sixers. Better believe we're going to have some plays for that. So excited to get this one rolling here. Love from New York. Abraham, thanks for pulling up. Appreciate the love. Love right back to you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Sabrina shot 24% from 3 in her last 10 games. Yeah, there's something off because defense is adjusted, but Sabrina's a sniper. She was just missing, like, the shots she was missing were just like, these are wide open looks. Something's off. She has the ankle. Camilla fell on her ankle, and, it felt like a quick turnaround. Like, I want to say she missed like 10 days worth of games, but I hope she's right, but it just feels that like she's not 100%, and they're gonna actually ramp this one up to probably like 36 minutes. So she's a gamer though. Oh, you're going to game 2. Oh, that's dope as hell. I looked at going to game 2. The tickets were a little bit too pricey for me, but it's also tough for me because I'm like, man, I think Phoenix is gonna win this series. Like, I don't want to get emotionally invested, but if the Liberty win game 1, game 2 is gonna be a zoo regardless, because like that's how we get down in New York when it comes to like these playoff games. Like I'm talking about Phoenix, but like, do not underestimate the fact that the Liberty have champions on this team. They are the champions. They have like star power up and down the roster. Like, do not underestimate that. That's why I say I feel like I'm too close to it. I think the Mercury will win, but like this world, I could see the Liberty win the series in 2 games. They had to fight, scratch, claw. They stole game 1. They brought it back to New York. They won in game 2. I can see that too. Like, this should be a great series. I think this is the best series of all the series in round 1. Like, this is the one where I'm like, you have the star power. This is really like a round 2 / like, if this was the finals, I'd be like, okay, the finals, Liberty versus Mercury. Okay, cool. Like, that's how big the star power is in this one. Like, it's heinous work that both these teams have to face each other in like round 1. Like, you're like, man, I don't get like the Valkyries. Like, I don't get the Fever. Like, I got to play the Liberty round 1. Like, that's rough. That's why they're fighting so hard to get to like that 2-3 spot, all these teams. Because like they wanted to have like an easier opponent in round 1. And speaking of easier opponents, last one. Storm, Aces 6-point favorites in game 1. Aces a remarkable 16-game winning streak to wrap up the season, to win 30 games. They obviously, the big storyline. There's a bunch of big storylines. You have the Joel Lloyd revenge angle in this series. DraftKings has a market where it's like most threes made in the series, and they only have it for the Liberty and Mercury. I would love to know what the line will be for Joel Lloyd to lead this season 3-pointers made, because it's not going to be anyone on the Storm, and if it is, it's like Skylar Diggins, and from there it's just like on her own team she's competing with like Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray, and that's probably the list. But game 1, I expect the Aces to get them out of here in 2 games. That was like minus 110 it opened at. Depending where you look, I know it was at minus 105 in DK. The Aces are significantly better than the Storm. Full stop. Repeat it one more time. The Aces are significantly better than the Storm. The Storm are not good. Their defense is not good. No, I expect the Aces to get them out of here quickly in short order, because the Aces look horrifying. They look scary. They look spooky. Like, this team is rolling right now. There's a bunch of looks I like in this game. At the top, the number one thing I like in this game is because I think that if the Storm want any chance, they got to ride Nneka, and they got to put her out there for 34 minutes, excuse me. And if you know anything about Nneka, and if you know anything about Nneka versus the Aces, is Nneka is going to grab rebounds against the Aces, because that's what Nneka does. First off, rebounds, period. Nneka has 8 rebounds in 3 of her last 5 games. Against the Aces, though, she has 8 rebounds in her last 4 this season. And going back to last year, she has 8 rebounds in 7 of her last 8 versus the Aces. I think that, like, this is just like Nneka has to play 35, 36 minutes. She just has to be out there. That's the only chance you have. This is going to be a tough spot. Obviously, you have Skylar Diggins. She's going to fight, but Nneka rebounds is my favorite from this one. You have the 8. That's the one thing you get to the Aces. You can rebound and get them on the glass. Nneka routinely has done this over and over and over again. If something has happened 6 times in a row, I'm just going to bank on it happening 8th time. I really like that. I also like the Chelsea Gray's PA, which is at 16.5. It opened at 18.5. I was like, ooh, that's really high. And it fell, and it fell, and it fell, and it fell to a place where I'm comfortable. It's a 16.5. I just think that, like, you know what? It's big game Gray. She has smoked this same Storm team in the playoffs. She smoked this same Storm team in head-to-heads. I just think the way Chelsea Gray's rolling, she's upwards of like 18 potentials a game. And this Storm team is bleeding assists. Like, I couldn't decide to go Chelsea Gray, PA, or Jackie Young 6 assists, because they're both in a really nice spot. You could honestly take both, because they both could hit. Because I've seen these Becky Hammond playoff games, and I know how this movie goes. Chelsea Gray's going to play 34 minutes. Jackie Young's going to play 34 minutes. Asia Wilson's going to play 36, 37 minutes. And I think that overall, that, like, if you're the Storm, I think they're going to put, like, Asia can go off regardless if you throw, like, the world attention at her. That's a fact. But I do think that you have to put a concerted effort to, like, you got to clog the paint, man. You got to put 2 on Asia. You got to, like, show blitz, pull back. Like, you got to play like a mind game. Like, you got to try something. Like, Asia's a runaway train right now. Like, this is, like, what we're seeing is like we're never seeing this again. Like the efficiency, the scoring, the rate at which she's just putting up these monster 25, 30-point games. Like if you want to go over Asia's points, can't blame you there. But I think that like you're gonna see a lot of like open looks for like the Jewel Lloyds, for the Asia Wilson, for the Chelsea Gray, excuse me. I think Jackie's gonna have that lane for the 3-pointer. What's her 2 threes? I think it's like not that good. Jackie's 2 threes is minus 154. Yeah, that's gross. But I just think you're gonna see like they're gonna force like the Chelsea Gray. I think Chelsea Gray's gonna have like that midi all day. She's gonna just be able to pull up. I think she's gonna be able to cut to the cup, get a couple lays. Like I love 16.5 P plus A. I think she's big game Gray for a reason. I think there's a big opportunity for them to go off. So I just kept it simple in this one. I like Chelsea Gray. I like NECA rebounds. I do also like Jack Young's assist because 6 at minus 120. I understand it's the playoffs and the game should slow down, but I'm like, she's going to be playing more minutes and she's routinely over 17, 18 potentials. Shout out to my guy Andrew Wade, who does, he's the real MVP. Count up those potential assists. And he called this out like I want to say like a month and a half ago about like, hey man, do you see that kind of like the potentials, how they're shifting towards Jackie, and now they kind of even out where like both Jackie and Chelsea eat, but I don't see how the Storm win a game in this series. Could be wrong. I don't see how they win a game in this series. They put up Dominic Malonga lines. That's interesting. What's her 10 points? Plus 186. That's interesting. I got to look at that one. She wasn't playing as many minutes towards the end of the season. Do they have Ezzy up? I was looking for Ezzy yesterday. They have everything up now. Okay. Ezzy's interesting. Yeah, I got to like take a second look through. I think there might be a lot of value on like the role players in the series. Like Malonga had a very good game against the Aces. What is the rope with Malonga as a rookie against the Aces in game 1? That should be really interesting to see. Maybe that's a live spot. Maybe if Ezzy gets 2 quick fouls, the Malonga 10 points I think should be there. But overall, I'm just like, I'm playing the dogs. I'm playing big game Gray. Like, I'm playing NECA. Like, they're going to be out there. So I'm taking those two. Riding with that. I think the Aces going to get them out of here quickly. Like, I'll be honest, I'm surprised the spread is 6. If I'm being honest, I'm like, Aces should win this by like 15. Like, I know it's a playoff game, but I'm like, what have the Storm shown us like the last month? Like, they're the Storm. Like, the Storm. It's pathetic that they needed all that just to eke into the playoffs, like, at the end of the season. Like, that was so pathetic. So, overall, Aces. Love the Aces. I think they'll be in the finals. I could see them beat the Lynx in the finals, but I think the Lynx will beat them in the finals. That should be a heavyweight clash between Fee and Asia if that's what we get for the finals. So, appreciate y'all for rocking me. We'll hit these comments. If you have any questions, any plays, leave them in the comments before I head out. 38 minutes strong on a Sunday. 4 games tomorrow. Really excited for the playoffs. Really think it's kind of clunky how they did it, though, but really excited to get the playoffs rolling here. Yeah, the game should be really good. I think like Lynx, Valkyrie may be a snooze fest, but I think the other 3 could be really good. But let's see. Comments before we hit up out of here. What happened to Sykes? Why is she playing so weird all season? I think the Sykes fell off a cliff because she misses layups and teams leave her open for 3s and they never go in. She's not good anymore. Sorry, B Sykes. Sorry, Slim. You're not good anymore. Yeah, I don't know what happened to her. Her defense fell off a cliff. And yeah, I don't know what happened, Sykes. Storm is realizing Malonga is releasing Malonga to lock down Asia. Yeah, good luck with that one. I love Dominic Malonga. I think this will be her league one day, but the light's going to be a little bit brighter on this one. Like, I think she'll have a nice game, but I don't know. And also, she had the wrist injury about 2-3 weeks back, and ever since come back from the wrist injury, I got to check, but I believe like she's only topped out at like 16 minutes. Maybe had like 1 game of 18. Like, the rotation before the wrist injury is not the same as the one after the wrist injury. It's like it's more Ezzy minutes. So I got to take another peek at that because we didn't have Malonga or Ezzy lines like yesterday when I was looking. I was going to say, why not both, LOL? What's that a reference to? Also, all 4 games on NFL Sundays, man. You got to give Kathy credit. She both hates the players and the fans. She's very consistent. She hates everyone. So, Abraham, you're the GOAT. Much love. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Thanks for the love, everyone. I just want to say, once again, I'll say thank you so much. This is like the 3rd full year of Today in the W. It's crazy. We started it 3 years ago, and here we are at the end of our 3rd season. And yeah, it's a fun ride, man. Always looking to get better and improve, but I appreciate all the support. And there's still money to be made because the playoffs are still here. Appreciate the stream as always. I appreciate you for pulling up and showing love to the mainstays. I just want to say thank you guys to everyone. Come NBA season, we're going to be doing streams for that too. I didn't do any streams last year. We'll be doing some streams for that too. Obviously, most of them will be Knicks Central, but there will be like NBA streams as well. There's obviously more games, and I can't go every single day, but absolutely. First one's probably going to come in 20 days because if they give us lines, because like last year in the preseason, we slapped a long shot. Opening night of preseason, I'm still having nightmares about that one. We had like LaMelo Ball, 4 threes, Brandon Miller, 4 threes, and then Deuce McBride for 25 points, I want to say. And instead of just taking his threes, I took his points, and he ended on like 22 or 23 points. I was in the building. My uncle was in town. He's like, hey, you want to go to the Knick game? And we went to the Knick game, and that was so fun. Got to see my little cousins. That was awesome. And then I saw Deuce McBride cost us like a plus 3,000 because he like missed the lay or something like that. But fun time. That game's going to be in Dubai. So that should be really fun. And you can see like VJ Edgecombe and Jared McCain will be back and Axie and all of them. So I'm excited to get that one rolling too. That'll wrap it up. Everyone, thank you for pulling up and for showing love. You could leave a like, a comment, a retweet on the way out the door. Always appreciate it. Any comments, hit me in the Discord. Until then, take it easy, everyone. Enjoy the games. Stay safe. Have a great Saturday.